Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer, and we are playing Strategic Command in World War II, playing as the Allies against the Axis powers, including Germany. It is March 1941, and as you will know, in summer of 1941, the war escalated by another step when Germany attacked the Soviet Union. Now, these two powers are not in war yet, but they very soon will be. So that is definitely what we are going to look at, trying to prevent losing over here. So, you know what? Actually, I think it might make sense. We are a little bit weak over here, but then again, we are not seeing that much in terms of enemy defenses. So let's just briefly swap out these two units so that we are covering all of these areas that we have been fortifying in the past. That being said, yeah, I'm very much eager to see how the Germans will develop on this front. Probably I do expect another round of build-up of their forces. I do expect that they will be pushing down into Greece over here, which just joined our side last time, and over here in China. I don't expect the Japanese to do too much. Oh my. But probably pull back a little bit to protect their supply depots over here. And over here they are bottled in a little bit, so we are trying to make some progress over there. So, yeah, let's take the Allied turn. So let's end the turn over here and see what the Axis do. Germany is celebrating the victory over Yugoslavia. Greenland becomes a US protectorate. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Doesn't do too much for us. Well, it gives us a little bit some points. Sweden is getting closer towards the Allies. That is good to see. What's over here? Glorious hit by rough seas. I think that reduces only your income a little bit. Some MPPs, all of that seems to be fine. Not much to write home about. I would ideally like to see some improvements of the anti-submarine warfare capabilities of these destroyers sooner rather than later. But here we go, it's now the Axis turn. They are planning out their moves. They are reinforcing in East Africa a little bit. Yeah, as I expected, they are removing their troops from over there. Oh, in between episodes I did move the headquarters over here from Thessaloniki a little bit closer towards Larissa, in the hope that it doesn't get overrun in the very first turn. We are starting to see that this headquarter unit down here is a little bit less influential than it was in the past. Lost the light cruise over here from the UK. That's unfortunate. Italian Navy seems to be coming out to play. And a marine submarine. More submarines over here. Interesting to see. So the Italians are making more of a presence felt in the Mediterranean to supply their forces over there. Some bombardments over here from Korea on the Chinese mainland. Yeah, and over here it's going to be a brutal slaughter. We lost the core over here. That's unfortunate. And we might not even be able to replace it because I think it was very low on defenses. And our defensive artillery here seems to work out in our favor this time. Starting to feel some losses over here on the 7th Armor Brigade. The Germans are really, really tough. The national morale is really, really high. Starting to ferry in more troops, including airborne troops. Italians... yeah, maybe Greece is gonna hold out a little bit longer. So it seems like the Germans didn't capture Greece this turn. That is good for us. Although the loss of the light cruiser really, really sucked, because I think it ran into a submarine and was just really, really badly beaten up. There was a German submarine over there. USSR signs a non-aggression pact with Japan. I don't think it historically would. I mean, Japan in this game has been losing out so much on the southern front that in the Sheffield... oh well, okay. I've spotted a battleship there, that's interesting. That's a little bit less relevant, that too. Some special forces in Taiwan. Yeah, we are starting to see a lot of enemy forces over here. Okay, that's good to see. So, let's start out with China, as always, in the land war down here. I think it might make sense to try and destroy this brigade down here. You actually need to be upgraded with better weaponry. And then we can think about trying to push up over here. You have low supplies, so that I think is very good. Let's continue the push over here. Not as good as I would have hoped. Still, all in all, that's fine. You can occupy that port so it is covered. And then down here, there's not much else that we would want to do. Except, of course, I should really remind myself to do the headquarters first. So let's actually do that over here. You're covering weird ones. I think you can't cover this one because it's too far away. What if I move the tank over here? Can I get you now? I can't. Oh well. You should be able to encircle this one though a little bit. Supply is starting to run low. Of course our attacks here are not the best. Yeah, this one is looking a little bit more favorable. Good, good. Starting to be parity now because they are not entrenched anymore. How about things down here? That supply depot. Okay, let's cross the river. Let's attack the headquarters. And let's bring you up so that you can defend against any incursions over there. Bring you up over here, threaten that railway line and your supplies. Engineers, you probably need to move up. Engineers can move up. Probably a good thing for you to do. This corps can circle out next time. I mean, you could attack. Start to bring them down. Wah! How about now? Well, it's still sort of parity. That attack wouldn't get us anywhere. This one wouldn't necessarily either, though it would reduce their entrenchment. So yeah, that's still a good thing. Then in the center over here. So our ultimate goal is still to drive on Nanjing. Would be slightly better to reduce these guys because they are lower on supply. But I think it just makes sense to try to break through over here. Let's move you back, move you in, take that attack. 2, okay, so yeah, I guess now we can, yeah, there we go. Lovely. You can't move into here, you can't move into there. You can move there though. Oh dear. I would really like to get to Nanjing. Yeah, so that it is covered. This does mean we needed to do a forced march, but I'm fine with that all in all. Let's try to attack the artillery over there because it is taking its toll a little bit on our forces. Could circle you. Yeah, let's do that. Keep up the pressure. And these guys are really low on supply, so that is fine as well. Good. Everything here is stable then. You guys need to be reinforced. So yeah, let's do that. You could actually be upgraded, except you can't this time. Can we move you out? We can. Can we move you out? We can. Can we move you over then? No, we can't. could move you around over here, although this supply situation is going to be horrendous, so no. Let's not do that. Let's bring up these guys towards the north then, and that should be alright. Kunming, I still want to keep these guys over there because they are a very important source of our supply. So yeah, we're not gonna screw with that too much. Other than that, China seems to be fine. Some upgrades, but not too much. We did spot at some point a Japanese destroyer down here. And indeed we are getting into enemy contact over here. That is fantastic. Because of course a heavy cruiser is going to be very strong against destroyers. And that should be fine. So yeah, lucky find actually. Wasn't really sure that we would get over there. Move up the French Free Forces. Are you really low on supply? You have 0 supply? You have 7 supply. Okay, you need to come over here so that you are getting some supply at least. And then I think our main drive is still on this garrison over here, so let's start out by bombing them. Nice, good result. Continue these aircraft strikes from the carrier. They're not really the best, but they're doing some damage, and that is fine to me. Nice, there we go. Finally some progress over here. So yeah, let's move these guys up. That does mean we are capturing that port. And that is indeed very valuable to us. Because then we will be able to spread out a little bit more towards that direction soon. We also have these Indians coming up to play over here. Send them down here, start to threaten Mogadishu. And that should be fine. And yeah, you are also fine. You'll be getting the supply next time. And then we can be a little bit more effective maybe against this Italian headquarter. And that should do us a lot of good. So there's this weird garrison down here that is forever to come into play. Good. That does bring us towards the Mediterranean and Greece in particular. So let's start out with Greece. And let's bring in our headquarter units towards the back. You guys all can't really be moved. Can I disband you? Probably not, because you're in contact with the enemy. Let's bring you back towards Larissa. I would rather have you behind the river. And I think these guys are doomed anyway. Ooh, I can move you up. There's not really much point doing this, but still better this way than any other. Okay, you know what? And we are going to upgrade these corps by giving them slightly better infantry weapons. It's not going to do much, but at least a little bit, so that is nice to see. Good. Then the rest of these guys in Africa down here. We have tactical bombers now. We have our tanks, which need to be reinforced, I think. Yeah, let's do that. That is the #1 priority. Special forces, that is sort of parity decision. Could attack these destroyers, but I think the much more worthwhile target are these tanks. Interceptors? Really? But we do have escorts, so that is good. They're losing 2, we are losing 1. They're losing 2, we're losing 1. All in all, a good trade, I think. Our anti-tank guns are surprisingly weak against tanks, I have to say. Oh, we can bomb the Germans. Let's do that. Should be reducing their readiness. Although not to the extent that I would have hoped. Can we improve the supply situation somewhat? I guess if we moved you closer? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. So, how's the situation down here then? We have the Italian battleship. We do have a destroyer over here. Let's bring up the destroyer over here. Start to attack these submarines. Of course lose, which is entirely unrealistic, honestly. Well, at least we are getting closer towards better anti-submarine warfare technology. I could attack the destroyers, but I'm more mindful to... Since, I mean, we do have the battleship. But I'm more mindful to maybe reduce their fighters over there, at least a little bit. And do some damage against them. Yeah, that's lovely. Good enough for me right now. This heavy cruiser, well, it would pass through them, so it's probably not worthwhile, but... Oh. Okay. Italians getting some national morale that's good for them, I guess. Alright. In the area over here then, we do have a little lone destroyer chasing a submarine that probably is way gone by now. So let's simply make sure that we are patrolling these supply lines appropriately. Nothing much over there. These destroyers should probably come home because they need to be reinforced. And I think very soon we are going to, probably next turn, we are going to see an improvement in the anti-submarine warfare technology. So to keep that in mind, we should probably bring some of our destroyers home so that they can be upgraded. That being said, there is that German submarine down here that we certainly want to take pot shots at. They are diving away. Where have you gone? There you are. Okay, next one, you're coming in, you're doing your attack. They are diving away, there they are. Come on. Well, at the very least you made some attack possible. Let's bring in these aircraft carriers. Bomb that submarine. Bomb that submarine. It is now only at the 3. Light cruisers. No effect. I don't think you can reach down here, can you? No, 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 no. Oh, you can scout out. That's interesting. Let's bring in these light cruisers. Well, no one is here. That's okay then. So the only real wheel-run ones that we have are these carriers, and then they've dived away. That's unfortunate. There they are. Okay, bring in the... These ships I think are destined for Southeast Asia, so... I guess we could be coming in through over here. Panama Channel and all of that. All that down here, but I think probably the easiest way. Ooh, we might be coming in through the Mediterranean as well. Let's do that. We might find some Italians lurking there. And we could do some damage against them, and that wouldn't be too bad. And this heavy cruise as well, I guess. You can scout out a little bit ahead of the other guys. Oh, you also need an upgrade at some point. So, light cruiser. Yeah, all of you guys moved or did other things. Pity. I would have liked to sink that submarine. But yeah, wasn't meant to be. Okay, these destroyers... I guess you can scout. No harm in that. Send in the submarine over there. These fighters are okay. I need to put in a small cut over here. And here we are back. Sorry about the interruption. So, I think we are pretty much fine over here. So what I want to do then is bring up our sort of heavy hitting fleet in the North Sea so that we can start putting some pressure on Norway. So let's bring in these two carriers, which are of course the core of the fleet. Our battleship towards over here. The other battleship can be sort of in the southern direction. Let's put a little bit ahead, and the battle cruiser in between these two. Next time I do need to remember to take up our forces in there. Okay, there is a German garrison. Was sort of expecting that. You guys can be over there. These destroyers, let's bring them into base. I do think that we are going to get the anti-submarine warfare technology next turn, which should allow us to upgrade things and be quite a little bit more effective once we meet the enemy in the future. Just briefly checking, okay, all of that is dealt with. All of these guys down here should probably be coming towards a little bit Japan, and that should be alright. We do have these guys down there. What sort of forces do we have? A garrison unit down there. That's not too crucial. These guys have moved. We have some American units over here. Apparently we do. Lots of fighting in the Atlantic. That's alright. So as the Soviet Union, we haven't taken our turn yet. Okay, that's fine. What new units do we have? We have the First Corps. So do we want to place that up here, or do we maybe... Oh, let's place that over here. And the USSR has another corps, which is also very good for us because there are a couple of gaps in our lines. Specifically down here, I would like to defend a little bit more forward. But that's not necessarily a requirement. Over here then. Well, the Pripyat marshes, we might be fine. But yeah, let's close the front line over there, and that should be fine. And then what we can do is upgrade a couple of units as the USSR. Sorry, I should do it like such. Right, so you are fully upgraded. This is a cavalry corps. Okay, that's a little bit horrible. Let's make sure these guys are upgraded, these guys. Do we just want to do the central front? Sort of like that? Yeah, fine. You are right, you should be upgraded. Could upgrade you. I think it's a little bit more important to get these guys right. Fighters, also an important subject. And that's all of our points as the USSR. How are our units coming along? What's the production for the USSR? So in 41, in May, June, we will be getting a couple of more forces. And then later on more. It's not too much, to be honest. So yeah, we are a little bit struggling over there, I think. And in terms of diplomacy, you have another chit. So yeah, actually as China, we should probably be spending a little bit more to bring in either the US or Venezuela. Let's do that. Yeah, we do have the money to do that, so I think it's fine. Especially China has a lot of spare money right now. And there's not that much we can do with that in terms of what nationalist China is capable of producing. Could produce actual tanks. Could produce sort of bombers, fighters. Yeah, I think for now we are holding on to our points. And the US and the UK then. The UK does have a lot of problems down here. Could bring in more fighters. Over here isn't too great either. We do have a lot of points left though. Could upgrade the headquarter, maybe for more mobility. Wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. A naval bomber down here wouldn't be too bad either, so we can start to maul at the Italians a little bit more strongly. Have we upgraded? No, just the town. Special forces. Should we attack? Sort of both have kind of low supply. Although it would reduce their ability to strike on the tanks. And I think I would appreciate that. So yeah, that's fine. You can't be upgraded. Ooh, we could move you to down here and maybe strike again. Likewise, the desert reconnaissance. You're on a low supply over there. Should move you somewhere else anyway. You likewise should be moving over there because yeah, that is 6 supply. And this is 7. Alright, let's move the desert reconnaissance over here. Can gather a little bit more. And then this submarine needs to dive away. Well, not dive away, but move away. Yeah, so what do we need as the UK? What we need is the Americans to come into war and help us out. Still, in terms of units, I think mechanized forces wouldn't be too bad. With an infantry and a mobility upgrade. Mobility upgrade is expensive, but still helpful. We can also do tanks. Yeah, let's purchase that. And that's good enough, I think. Can we do more in terms of diplomacy as the UK? Yeah, we could. Being in the USSR? No, that's pointless. They're going to be attacked anyway very soon, so just a small chance of that is not enough, I think. You need to be reinforced, so let's do that. And that's okay then. Yeah, okay, I'm feeling fine over here. So I think this is a very good place to put in a cut. Let's see how the battle in the... Ooh, you know what? Speaking of that battle, I think what we could do is, well, start to bring our carrier home at least a little bit. Since we did manage to capture this town. Very good. So, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.